It's Agra Day.
Agra Day!
Agra is where the Taj Mahal is.
All right. Okay, so we had to come inside. It was a bit chilly outside. My bum's cold. This was one of Raja's main pulls to India initially, was to see the Taj.
It's like the grand finale at the end of the trip.
The Taj Mahal was the reason that I brought my camera with me and lugged it around the whole time. I used it twice, or in two places. Once was the Kama Sutra temples, and one was for the Taj. But the Taj didn't end up being what I thought it was going to be, so I really didn't need to bring my camera for that. But anyway, I was thankful I had it. So, Taj Mahal, you get up early in the morning. Do we recall a time? Was it 5:30 that we would have been?
You were there at 5:30.
Yeah, we were up
By 5.
before 5. Because you want to get to these like big touristy places before everyone. Oh.
And we actually did a really good job of doing that, of getting up at dawn and going right away, so that we weren't subject to pickpocketers and crowds and
Yeah, well, if you look at some of our photos from the Taj, it looks like we're the only ones there, even though we're not. There's still hundreds of people there, but
totally.
Still like a few enough people behind you that you can like block them out with your shoulder in your photos and everything.
Especially since they're tiny.
Yeah, that's helpful. Mm-hmm. So we were there as the sun was coming up, or before the sun came up. The line was kind of an interesting thing. I think we should actually share some experience with that for anybody that's going. You do line up and get your tickets outside. And it's a separate spot than the gate itself. And it will, East Gate?
Yeah.
The East Gate is supposed to be one of the quieter gates to get into, I think. Is that what we had heard?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So you do get there before they actually open the ticket gate or ticket counter and stand in line. Are you? Yes?
Yes.
Yeah,
we stood in line for the tickets because we paid for it there. But to skip that line and just go into the lineup, you could do it online. You could buy tickets online, which we didn't know.
Right.
Yeah.
So we did an extra step that we didn't have to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Also good to know is that you're not allowed to bring just anything into the Taj.
There's lots of things you're not allowed to bring.
Strange things that you wouldn't think would be banned. Microphones being one.
Notebooks?
No books or paper or writing utensils. So I almost got kicked out of line because I had my book with me, my journal. Yeah. So we're not totally sure on the reasons behind some of these.
They don't want people to stay all day.
Yeah, you actually are your ticket is only valid for 3-hour visit. We were just a little bit over. And what happens is that when you're leaving, then you can't get out the turnstile.
Yeah, you have
and
a little
you have to pay extra? Is that what the idea is?
You're supposed to, yeah.
But she didn't. She just thought it was broken. She did not know the rules.
For all three of us. It was ridiculous. Anyway, all good. But yeah, do keep that in mind. Is there any tips around that as well? The line too. So when you're getting your tickets, you go through the first part of the line. Well, it was that actually too was separated. So one was the cash line and one was the card line, and it was the card line that was shorter, and it's actually a little bit cheaper if you use your credit card for some reason, which is kind of opposite of most places. And then once you get your ticket, then you go in another line where you get a water bottle and booties, because you can't walk through with your footwear when you get into the temple itself. So
Mausoleum,
right?
Yeah. So we were right first thing in the morning. We only had to wait in a small line because we were there early enough. Mm-hmm. It says that you need to bring your passport, but they didn't ask for our passports. Yeah. But we had them just in case.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then there was also another division of the line as well. So in the credit card line, that was broken into male or female line. So go as a team, and whichever line is shorter, put that person in there. So there's 3 lines in this whole process that you need to stand in. 1 to buy your ticket, 1 to get your booties and water, and then the line to get in.
And security.
And security.
Well, that's the same.
And you're going through, you go through the turnstile to make sure that you've actually paid. There's a little token, like an RFID token that they give you.
That activates.
So don't lose it.
That's your 3-hour timer.
Yeah,
don't
that's how you
lose
get in
it.
and
Don't
out
put
of
it
the
in your
whole thing.
bra and then have to stand there in line while you fish it out.
Yeah, and then we
then
got through all those
go
things.
through the metal detector, and just the guy at our homestay said, take your camera or
cash.
your phone, cash.
That's it.
That's it. Like, don't take anything else because.
And that's true.
Yeah, there's
Don't
the obvious
take
things, but
anything else in.
that's it.
Go up first thing in the morning, like we said, and then so we got in, and right away it's just really incredible and amazing and beautiful.
Yeah, there's a little outside area. You go through a gate, and you actually
And that
see
as
the
well
Taj.
is really gorgeous.
It is pretty. Yeah, it's some beautiful grounds.
Yeah. So and you've probably seen on movies or whatever, but there are like locals who are kicking around there looking for tips for whatever, tell you to be your guide, and you don't. Yeah, you're gonna be harassed to like hire a guide. You don't need that.
Yeah,
I mean, you could
if you want to. It's totally fine. A lot of times they'll hurry you through the process though too, because the more people that they can guide through, the more tips they can make. That like
right. But at the same time, you were going to learn some stuff, and they also know all the greatest angles for taking your photos, so you will look like a rock star.
Pam got some amazing photos.
Pam did get some amazing photos,
Yeah.
and so did we. Pam's guy was a little more aggressive and like sneaky about it, right? He didn't really. Our guy was like, he's like kind of like casually was telling us some stuff, and didn't he say like
He showed us
he
a
wasn't
bunch of
looking
pictures.
for. He said he didn't want us to pay him or whatever, but then
Yeah.
took some great photos, and then we thought, well, we're gonna tip him. Anyway.
My guy actually asked for more when I.
That's it?
I was like, that's it? Oh my God.
Anyway, so then there are, obviously a ton of really amazing photos that you can take there. It is totally worth the hype. Totally worth the hype. I was pretty overwhelmed. As we were approaching it, as we were like getting close to it and approaching it, and you just get like a real sense of how big it was and everything. I had this song in my head that I don't know any of the lyrics to or anything, but it's this old Bollywood song that my dad used to play for us all the time, and it was in my head and I was humming it, and as we were approaching it I was humming this song, like I just started like tearing up, and I just felt like really overwhelmed with just that moment and the experience and the beauty and grandeur of this building. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah. I want to be somebody's favorite wife.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Explain. So the Taj Mahal is a mausoleum. Whoever remembers any details, like the guy's name or anything like that.
His name is Shah Jahan. He's a Muslim ruler, Mughal ruler, and he was what they called the great. No, that was Akbar. They called the great one. Anyways, he basically was he was a guy who kind of just really wanted to immerse himself in other people's cultures and stuff too. He was a really kind of he was Muslim, but he dabbled in all sorts of time in other cultures and other religions and stuff. So he did have a wife of every religion that lives in that area, Hindu, Muslim.
Even a Christian wife.
Christian wife, yeah. And this wasn't his first wife that this mausoleum was made for, but it was his favorite wife, and it was a Hindu wife. And so she died in childbirth, giving birth to their son. And he, at that point, wanted to honor his love for her, and he created the Taj Mahal, made the Taj Mahal. Well, got a lot of people to make the Taj Mahal for him over many years, and created a tomb for her there, and that's where she still lays. And it's a big love story, really. Is what it is.
And he's there now too.
He's there now. He did request his son to build him a black Taj Mahal when he died, because he wanted it right beside the white one. Which
And
never
he was in
happened.
prison at the time. Did you say
Yeah,
he
son,
was in jail or
son
something?
put him in prison.
Oh, his son put him in prison.
You can go ahead and read those stories online if you want more information about that. So he didn't really like his dad. He had him in prison anyway, so as if he was going to make him a matching black Taj Mahal. So that didn't
not gonna happen.
So there could have been two.
That would have been pretty incredible.
Yeah.
And there's also a mosque right beside the.
An active mosque.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I keep asking and forgetting, but he's the same guy, or is it the same family that did the Red Fort?
And it's at least the same family.
I
Because
think it's the same guy.
I'm getting the two. Akbar, I think, is his great grandfather. I'm getting him mixed up as the great one. Or
Okay.
Shah Jahan.
Well, somehow they're connected.
Pretty fantastic.
So then you go
the
through, and when you
inlays.
go inside the mausoleum, like I said before, that's when you put your booties on. You're not allowed to wear just like your outside.
You're also not permitted to take any pictures or
Inside.
video inside the mausoleum.
But a bunch of people do, and they're really kind of assholes about it.
I thought that the security guard was going to pull out his gun and start capping people.
Well, that one guy should have been throat punched because he was a real dick about the whole thing.
He
but
was,
anyway.
yeah.
The guy almost
Blatant
did. The
rule.
security guard was the obscenity. Basically, he called the guy every single name in the book. And
Creative things that you'd never
for-
heard of before. Right?
Oh yeah, because he was like trying to film, and he just gave this guy. Like, oh man, it was intense. I was like, whoa.
Awesome.
And he yelled, and it echoed through the mausoleum. It was like, oh my god.
But you can't take pictures on the outside, which we obviously did.
And also, when you're inside, then it's actually not the what do you call it?
It's a replica of the tomb you're looking at.
Yeah, which is actually a level below what you're seeing. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, we took lots of pictures there. We did another one of our
The reason why-
installments, or a couple of installments for
We
this
did, yeah.
video journal there.
Yeah, outside.
I think the reason why Roger's saying he didn't need his camera is because he was imagining more detail.
Yeah, I thought there was quite a bit more detail in it, but it was just more bigness. We did take a number of cool photos. We each did a little photo shoot a few times because there are cool backgrounds for that there. And the lighting
Supermodel
was
photo
really neat,
shoots.
and yeah, it was fun.
In the sense of even not being that detailed, with the amount of detail it was so well planned because it's the you know how Holly was saying, it's elegant. It's not like
Yes,
it
right.
made that amount of detail made it look really elegant, which is like it's just stunning. It's
Yeah.
stunning.
Yeah.
Quite grand.
I want to be somebody's
big,
favorite
it's
wife.
Mm-hmm.
They can erect a monument in my honor.
I think that was pretty much it, right?
From the Taj, yeah. So this was all over by like 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got up early, we got in, we got out. There was, there's always a sort of a rush right at sunrise to watch the sunrise over the Taj. It's on the river there. And then we went back to our guest house and had some breakfast.
Just a little side note on the Taj. When it first got built, even though it was big marble, because it's on a marsh, it got built on a wooden foundation. That wooden foundation is now rotted. So they're not sure foundational situations right now. So if you want to go,
Do it soon.
yeah,
It will eventually fall into the marsh.
yeah,
Yeah. It's sinking too, isn't it?
yeah, because there's a foundation,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
rotted through, yeah.
Yeah. So, the day was our oyster. We went back and had some breakfast, and our guest house was super cool, really funky place. Pam did a great job finding it. And lovely couple. They were super helpful.
Very knowledgeable.
And man, just the courtyard, with all they had so many plants. It was like you walk into a jungle to the point where it actually felt cleaner in their courtyard. Like your air.
Yeah, I was gonna
so
say
much
the air
cleaner.
quality in Agra wasn't awesome when we were there, same
Yeah.
as most of the rest of the trip. Like, really smoky, and you could see that like at the Taj Mahal. Yeah, even within the grounds, like just looking across at the Taj from further out, like it was
The haze.
hazy, and we've got some weird lighting on like a number of our photos because of it. And yeah,
Yeah. It
And-
added sort of mysticalness.
yeah, it is, but it's also kind of disappointing that we didn't get to experience what it looked like from other parts of Agra. So as we were driving around to some of the other things throughout the rest of the day, then you could see just barely make it out in the distance because of all the smoke, the Taj from a distance. And I think it would be really, I think it'd be really amazing, like, if you just living in Agra and like constantly being able to see the Taj from like different angles at different places and in the distance. Like it's just such an intensely massive monument that, and then to just have that like visible everywhere you are in the city would be super cool. But
It's also
yeah, like I said,
creating
we couldn't really
havoc
see it that well.
for the Taj itself, because all that white marble is prone to discoloration. So all
Yeah,
the
Pam
air
had read
pollution-
that because of all the air pollution and smoke that they like set up a bunch of fans and stuff
Some sort of
to protect the Taj Mahal. We didn't see this, so we're not really sure. Maybe
van or
maybe
something.
they've taken
called
it away,
vans
or
vans.
who knows. But anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. So after we ate breakfast, then we went to
The fort,
the fort.
Got in a tuk-tuk, went to the fort.
which is where the family that built the Taj would have lived.
Okay, gotcha. So we've been through a few forts by this point. I think we weren't like too concerned about the details of this fort particularly. So we again denied a guide, and because we were kind of like trying to get away from people that were like pressuring us to guide us, we kind of like just hustled in there. We went in the wrong way, but that was fine because we were just meandering around through there anyway, and it was fun. We were just making up some of our own stories of things,
Yeah,
and
we made some stories.
and like some of the pools on the ground, or the pools, I guess you call them, in the grounds, just saying like, oh yeah, this is like the royal hot tub, and that one over there, Pam said, was like the mud pit. They did some wrestling and skincare in there, and
And there was some grape vines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some old
grapevines.
old
Yeah, you
wine.
could tell they were old grapevines.
And we were kind of eavesdropping on some of the other guides too.
Right.
But the host at our homestay had mentioned that they actually don't know a whole ton, and oftentimes they're just making up stories. Like they're just weaving, which there is an art in storytelling as well. I think it would have been entertaining to be like, yeah, really? How do you know this?
Well, we were doing our own storytelling, so I guess we're pretty much nailing it.
Yeah. That's where we also took a series of photos of people taking selfies.
It's so entertaining to me. Yeah. And there was a lot of just like cool, kind of like alleyway areas and like little alcoves and stuff, and like just little like side rooms and stuff.
Some
There
really
weren't,
cool
like-
lighting.
Yeah, and they all had
Passageways or
like
something.
cool lighting, and they like there wasn't as many people there, so we took like a lot of just really cool photos and
In the alcoves, there
In
was
the
tons of
alcoves.
people in the main part.
yeah,
of
in the main
fort.
part there was lots. Yeah. So even though it wasn't like an area of interest, they were very interesting places. And we found some like really interesting lighting and stuff, and there might have been some like goofy dancing going on.
What was that again? You gotta back up.
Yeah, some supermodel photo shoots.
That's some
Continuing
supermodel
on
photo shoots,
from
yeah,
the Taj.
right.
And the most notable thing for me was on the way in, there's the buskers trying to sell you things. And this guy starts when we get out of the tuk-tuk with these leather whips. And is like talking himself down in price as we get closer to the fort. And he got down to like
No, it was on the way out.
no, on the
was
way
both.
there
Oh, really?
he started.
It was both.
Yeah, he started.
Yeah. So he started and he was talking his way and he got down to like, I don't know, 50
50
rupees or something.
It's
And
$1 for a leather whip.
yeah,
Like a proper.
and he had
full
two of
size.
them. I need to bring back something for my nephews. I mean,
But then when we were leaving on our way back to the tuk-tuk, then he dropped it down to like
it was 5 rupees. He wanted
5
5
rupees.
rupees, which is like,
Doesn't even make any sense.
yeah.
or
He might as well have been paying us.
it was almost like 10 cents for these whips. And I got into the tuk-tuk and I was like, I can't believe I just said no to
Yeah.
that.
Part of like, I don't want to carry these around anymore. I just take them. Basically.
No, we just didn't want to deal with him. Like we were just trying to get away from him, right? But yeah,
Yeah.
then after the fact, it's like, what?
But he's just like
What's
whittling
wrong with us?
himself down.
Yeah.
I can't believe I just said no to that.
From the fort, we went one more place. Oh,
Baby
the
Taj.
Baby Taj.
Baby Taj.
Which I don't know what the story is behind.
It was the father of the favorite wife.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's another mausoleum with the father, and there's some prominent cabinet members or government
Yeah, there was a few
members.
people tombed up in there.
Yeah.
Cool.
It was beautiful.
Some
It's-
amazing gardens. Really cool gardens.
It's definitely not as busy a tourist attraction, and if you went earlier in the day, then I'm sure there would be next to nobody there. I would think, because
We were there midday and it was almost empty.
it was, yeah,
Yeah.
It felt really,
Yep.
you
it
know,
was later in the day.
it had beautiful gardens.
This is like the tree taint to end all tree taints.
And there's a crow up there too.
But like, look how lush this.
It is wild. And look here. See the sunbeam coming through the spider web?
Oh yeah, look at that.
And the bark looks like it has psoriasis. It's almost as good as when we were standing there looking at the garbage pile. Not only can you see this tree taint, you can also see the crow taint.
Yeah, how does that thing not crapped on me yet?
There's still time.
I'm like totally directly under it. Wow, that is amazing.
Well, when we first got there was like nobody there, and then
We had to
the
pee.
girls had to pee, and I was dicking around with my camera or something, and I totally could have taken all the most amazing photos with nobody in them. And then as soon as the girls got out of the bathroom, then there was like a rush of people that got in like right then with their kids screaming and hollering and everything. And yeah, so anyway, whoopsie.
People.
That was also another place
Yeah.
of an installment, so you would have seen it then.
Yeah, it's in the background
Right.
of at the beginning of our trip.
Middle,
Middle.
probably.
Middle-ish.
We had a bunch that day. Anyway, yeah, so that was the day.
Yeah. Then we went back to our
Oh,
homestay.
it wasn't the whole day. Yeah, we went back to homestay and we did a
Cooking demo.
cooking demo with the wife of the wife part of the ownership of the place.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. I don't remember what we made.
We made eggplant sabji. We made
Paratha.
rotis. We made paratha. We made, what was the other dish? We made paneer mutton paneer.
Mm-hmm.
Shared it with a couple of house guests.
And one of them was actually from Vancouver.
You probably won't meet him. And then the next day, we didn't really have plans exactly. When we got to Agra, we didn't exactly know what else was there. You know, it's like the Taj is what brings you there.
And we'd had a fairly stringent schedule for most of it, so
Yeah.
it was nice to loosen up and just sort of see what the day brought.
So I asked the guy who ran the place that we were staying what he recommended, and he mentioned this abandoned city that was also somehow related to the
Yes.
Taj builder people. It was
Same family.
yeah, same family. So they'd built, lived in, and left this complete city in 12 years.
And it was 200,000 people. It wasn't small.
200,000 people. Yeah. Really incredible.
Well,
They
that's
don't
overnight.
they don't really know what the story is as to why. There's some theories and whatnot, but anyway, it's a big mystery, which is that much more cool and romantic, I think.
That's
You
why I
know?
broke down and finally touched a puppy. Hey, buddy. You're sure cute. Yeah. Where's your friends? Hmm? Where's your friends? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. We're going to do a
couldn't help
different video
myself.
about that too. Anyway, so it was just cool. It was neat. Like you could just wander around and explore all the stuff. And after the Jodhpur experience at the beginning when we went to that palace, and we could just wander around wherever the hell we wanted to go. At this abandoned city, then they had this cool wall thing, like, and it was like these like steps to get up onto the wall. I was like, I'm going up there. Nobody's gonna stop me. So up I went, and it was cool just to like look over everything from up there, and yeah.
There was a little monkey. I got a video of it.
Actually, the this abandoned city made me think like there would have been a really cool just parkour kind of playground. Really,
It's close to the end of our trip too, so you knew you could like.
if they were gonna send me home, then
It's
it would have
okay.
been on my
It was
timeline.
the last thing to see, so we were good.
And you could like come home and die in the privacy of your own home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of mystery even around like some of the architecture and like the main rooms and stuff that were there. But anyway, it was quite cool. And then on the other side of that, then there's a large Muslim mosque. And we just wanted to, I mean, after being at the Taj and everything, it was just another like cute little thing to check out, and it's conveniently there. So then we went, and there was this guy that gave us a tour around. Anything particular? Oh, Pam remembered having been there.
Oh yeah.
Didn't think she had been, and then all of a sudden she's like, "Oh, I tied the
Weird
string
how that
around that
happens.
thing before." And then we walked through the village on our way back, and there's lots of cool
Village was
food
cool.
things,
Yeah.
and watching some of the ladies carrying like massive things on their head for miles.
There
I'm
was
sure.
definitely spots I wanted to stop for food. I don't know why we didn't. We should have. It looked good.
Yeah.
But we didn't.
This was
Is that
when
it?
I
Did
was,
we do anything else
I
that
was
night, or?
starting to feel not so great.
No,
Yeah, I
this
think
was the
that
last day. We were heading on the train at 9 o'clock that night. So
Yeah.
we basically just
Oh,
went back and
that was that
relaxed.
train.
Just kind of
Okay.
laid around the lounge around the guest house,
Yeah.
and then left.
Yeah. Some journal, and I watched Wentworth
Oh yeah, I
on my
journaled.
phone.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's when I started watching about Osho and the
Yeah.
Rajneeshis.
We had really cool. It was a really cool space. So it was nice to just to hang out in it. Really.
Yeah.
Wow. Quite the view. It's the backdrop.
Thank you. Oh.
There's a puppy over here. I'm gonna do this later.